great-grandfather and my great-great and my great, and that's who's farmed at the last, my husband and I. Hi, dear. I said, welcome to Posch's. Don't get too close to the bushes. He just whopped me one in the elbow. There's a wasp in there. Okay, cool. You know, we had a little grandma who made a little account of her life. And she told herding the cows, and there was no trees, and there was no water, so they had to go to Kansas Lake. And where my farm sits is west of St. James and then close to Kansas Lake. So she had to take the cows and go to Kansas Lake for watering and stuff. So, on reading great-grandmother's account of life, it sounds as if Joe Posch, Sr. and his wife Elizabeth, her name was Elizabeth Seal, came to the U.S. in 1863. So you know we are a century family. Okay. They came from Grusendorf, Germany. They lived a short time in Oshkosh, and then they moved on to Carver County. They lived there around 5 years. Joe Sr. worked laying tracks for the railroad, and great-grandpa got a piece of land, railroad claim, in Section 32 of St. James Township. He started farming. Took about 10 years to really get started, and then he had a deal with the U.S. government that if he would plant 30 acres of trees on his land, that he would have 200, and our 200 acres of ground. So Grandpa did that. And Grandpa took a horse and a buggy. And can you imagine going to Rapidan for trees? And that's what he did. And he brought them back and he planted 30 acres of trees on our southwest corner of our farm. And they grew, and the cows wandered among them, and everybody had a good time until, I think it was the year our son Mark was born. That's when the cottonwood started to die. So then my husband had the job of clearing up the trees and breaking that ground again for farming. Grandpa Posch, the great-grandpa, had 6 children, okay? He was married twice, this grandpa. His first wife died very young, and then he married Anna Schmidt Posch. So we get related to the Schmidts too, you know. Okay, Grandpa, the children are all from Grandpa's first wife. Frank, he was married to an Anna Curry. Twin, Joseph and Mary. And Joseph is the grandpa that did our farm. Farmed us, had Arthur, and then Arthur in turn had my husband. Okay, and then John, he was born in New Ulm, and he moved on to Ohio. And Anna Posch married Joe Schmidt, and then Bertha Posch married Joe Luntz. Okay. John was married to Anna Ritz from New Ulm, so we had a nice big family of relationships. Then Grandpa got his 200 acres per boy. He gave 200 to Frank, 200 to John, and 200 to Joseph. And they farmed. The only one that stayed was Joseph, and that's the farm that I have now. Okay. Now I sort of went out of words. What? What's what? Okay. I told you about the 200 acres. Yeah. We got a little grandma that kept a very good account, so she was really neat. And I think that when I was growing up, when I was a class in town here, my dad was a railroad man, my grandpa was a railroad man, everybody was a railroad man, so I was a railroad man. When I found John and we got married and we moved out to the farm, I lived with Grandma Anna for many years. And then Grandma Anna moved to town, built a house, and John and I and the kids stayed on the farm. I love it. I sold it. I sold the farm site Manny, I don't know, shouldn't have done it, but I did. You know how you are. 5 years out there was long enough, and I was lonesome, and I wanted to go south. Okay, any questions you'd like to ask me that I can tell you about my family? Where's my picture go?
It's over here.
Yeah, did it go way over there?
Does it